So today on Is It Worth It, we'll be looking at this 2022 Cupra Born. Yes, this is Cupra's first full electric car, and you're going to decide whether you think it's worth your hard-earned cash. Would you part with your money for this car? Let us know in the comments below, and also you can now vote with a big thumbs up. So let's get right to it. So the Cupra Born started life in 2018 as a concept car at the Geneva Motor Show, and it is actually called the L Born. Yes, it has some Spanish heritage. Yes, its sister company, Seat, used to have Cupra as a performance brand or a trim, but now it's a brand in its own right in 2018. The Born name, you could say, was a born step into electrification for Cupra, as it's their first electric model, but also the Born name denotes to a Spanish neighborhood in Barcelona. So let's talk about the design on the front of the Cupra Born. Firstly, it looks very menacing, doesn't it? With this front bumper that overhangs just touching the front of the grille here. And also you've got the Cupra logo there at the front with the copper logo. The copper design elements, obviously you'll see a lot of that around the car, and I'll show you that. It's all the way around, but it's unlike anything else you'll see on the road today. And you've got these beautiful front splitters and really menacing looking front lights. So yeah, they've done a great job with designing the Cupra Born. This is the V3 trim, so it's the highest trim they do. You've got V1, V2 and V3. You've got 20-inch alloy wheels there, and also, if you can see, you've got the Cupra copper logo in the middle. On the side here, you've got this kind of aerodynamic looking side skirt. It's a bit more sporty looking. Privacy glass at the back. Remember, it's a 5-door. And also just at the back here, you've got these kind of design triangle pattern on the back here. I think that's meant to look a bit like the front of the Cupra logo. Coming right at the back, the wraparound lights are very menacing. We'll talk about that around on the back, but this is starting to look a bit ID3 here, just about there. It looks a bit Volkswagen ID3-ish. It is based on the same platform, but they've Cupra'd it out at the front. But then here it looks just a bit more Volkswagen-ish. To take away any confusion, they've written the Born in text in the rear light as well. So it still looks very sporty and unlike anything else on the road today. So let's talk about the rear design on the Cupra Born. And first off, you've got this low curved hanging rear spoiler. Looks quite sporty. You've got some brake lights here at the top, and you've got some wraparound rear lights as well. You've got the big Cupra logo there and the badge, obviously in the copper effect as well. Weirdly, you've got a fake diffuser here just to go in with the sporty design, but overall it looks pretty cool. This is a hatchback boot, and what's weird though is your rear lights are still here. Usually with cars, when you put the boot up, it follows with them, but on this they're there, so just be careful not to jab yourself. Here at the back, you've got a little bit of a load lip. It just curves down a little bit to help, slopes down, and you do have your charging cables here. What's important to note, even though this is a full electric car, it doesn't have a front boot, it doesn't have a frunk, so you have to put all your cables in there as well, so keep that in mind. The rear seats do fold down, so you've got a bit of a ski hatch in the middle as well, so that's pretty cool. And also you've got your parcel shelf at the back. But yeah, overall there's enough space here for a few bags of shopping and suitcases, and you've got your standard compression kit as well. But yeah, not bad for the Cupra Born. So let's take a quick look at the specs. All Borns are 5-door hatchbacks, and we have the V3 Born Granite Grey trim, which has 20-inch alloy wheels, heated massage seats and adjustable lumbar support. All trim levels, to be honest, from 1 to 3 are pretty well spec'd, and all support the 12-inch touchscreen as standard. The Born also comes with 3 lithium-ion battery size options: 45, 58 and 77 kilowatt hours. We reviewed the 58 kilowatt battery on the V3 highest trim, which gives 204 brake horsepower and offers a range of 260 miles. Obviously, this depends on how you drive for real world figures. All versions support 120 kilowatt rapid charging, which gives you a 62-mile boost in 7 minutes and an 80% charge in 35 minutes, and can control all this on the new My Cupra app. It's all driven by a single-speed auto drivetrain, and for that you get 0 to 62 in 7.3 seconds, a top speed of 99 miles per hour, and ultimately 310 newton meters of torque. The Born is rear-wheel drive, like most sports cars, which in turn really draws on from its Cupra name, which stands for Cup Racing, giving a low centre of gravity and dynamic chassis control, sports system, and a 50-50 weight distribution. So what's the interior like on the Cupra Born? Well, first off, you've got the copper effect elements darted around the cabin. Feels very spacious, very airy indeed. In the middle, you've got cup holders, you can store your keys in here, but also you've got wireless phone charging pad, which is cool. Not only that, because Cupra are very proud of their badge and logo, you've got a copper themed USB-C plug as well. But strikingly, on the seats, you've got the Cupra logo there. They're almost like bucket seats, it's quite cool. And you've got that Cupra triangle there darted into the fabric. A little disappointingly though, it uses touch sensitive buttons, the same that you get on your steering wheel. It's a bit annoying. I'd rather just have normal knobs and dials to use. However, talking about on the front here, if I show you, on the dash here, you've got a mix of fabrics actually. You've got this kind of grippy rubber here mixed with your polished smooth, it's a little bit plasticky feeling material as well. So what's the practicality like in the back of the Cupra Born? First off, the seats, you've got that same faux leather and recycled Alcantara with the Cupra star or triangle imprinted into the seat. So yeah, very nice looking. And you've got your armrest, fit 2 cups in there, and you've actually got a ski hatch there that you can have a look in the back of the boot as well. The seats are comfortable and you've got enough headroom here as well if you're above average in height. So yeah, I think for long journeys you're going to be absolutely fine. You've got 2 USB-C ports down here as well to charge your phone. I'm surprised at how much legroom and how comfortable it is. The only difference is you're actually elevated on a slope and you're higher than the front passenger and driver. So that's a bit different. You can extend your doors quite wide. So yeah, I think it's quite comfortable in the back here and you shouldn't have any problems at all. I didn't notice this, but the interior lighting inside the cabin changes depending on what mode you're in. So that's really cool as well. Don't know if you can see that to camera, that's all red now. Just little differences that make it more Cupra-like. I like it. It never gets old though. As soon as you put your foot down in an electric car, you get that instantaneous torque and you can hear the battery wind it up and you get that artificial sound within the cabin as well. So the Cupra Born on the motorways, yeah, it feels dead secure, feels quite firm. It's just like a nice, safe drive. It doesn't give me any excitement or thrills up to now. The ride position in this is a little bit lower than what you get in the Volkswagen ID3. Maybe to give that sportier impression, but I don't think you could really tell the difference. I know this has been tweaked a little bit, but again, I don't think you could tell the difference. What I am impressed with is how smooth this car can be. I mean, we're not talking Rolls-Royce luxury smoothness. I mean, on long commutes on the motorway, it just glides through the air. And honestly, sometimes you just don't even notice you're driving. It's actually brilliant. And I've never really experienced that in an electric car as of yet. There's just been the road noise in the back and the wind noise, but it's actually quite smooth and I'm impressed. But yeah, it handles the road well, grips fairly well. The suspension, yeah, it's quite firm as well. It's not as firm as some other sporty cars, if that's the image you wanted with this car. I just wish it just had a bit more oomph, a bit more power, a bit more playfulness. Yes, you can have a little bit of fun in it, but it's nothing as thrilling as what the interior would lead you to believe it would be. But also you can add as an additional pack an e-boost mode, which will just give you a few more brake horsepower, and that's only if the car's at the right temperature and also if you've got enough battery as well. So there's a bit of limitations. So a big shout out to Cupra of Perry's in Bolton for letting us review this new Cupra Born. If you'd like to contact them regarding more information or even book a test drive, a link will be left in the description below. So let's wrap up this review on the new Cupra Born. Yes, Cupra are a manufacturer in their own right now, not just a sportier trim for Seats. And yes, I know it shares the same platform as the Volkswagen ID3, but I think it looks totally different. And I feel like Cupra have done a great job with their new first electric car. They've been born into the electric market. That was cheesy. Anywho, you're going to decide whether you think this car is worth your hard-earned cash, and you're going to let us know in the comments below. And you can also now vote with a big thumbs up, so you get to decide on the fate of the Cupra Born. Have Cupra done enough this time around to persuade you to join their tribe? Let us know in the comments below, and thanks again for watching. Is it worth it? Hope to see you guys next time.